Hey everyone. So I thought it might be a good idea, or maybe not a good idea, to do a little semi-oracle session, or at least just get a hexagram to see why Trump, right? Why him and not her? And first of all, yes, I know that my prediction of no clear winner was completely wrong. But remember, when I ask the question, I always say, at this point in time, who's going to win or whatever? And the answer was no clear winner. So it was at that point in time, there was no clear winner. And I suspect that, the doing the Joe Rogan interview, Vance doing the interview, and I think RFK did the Joe Rogan. Anyway, that was very, 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 very helpful in swaying a lot of votes. Unfortunately, Kamala did not take up that invitation, and that may have, hurt her in some way. Anyway, what am I trying to say? So I did a little check-in, and somebody had asked me, a viewer had asked me to do another check-in because I had done one in 2016. And I don't even know what I said there. Well, Facebook reminded me of a channeling I got that I don't even remember that I got in 2016 regarding the results then. But what I got in that channeling is the same situation this time around. And I'll talk about that in a second. So there are a few things I want to say first. Like, I am so kind of shocked at some of the reactions. I'm not going to say responses, the reactions to the results of this election by the people in the spiritual community. That they're, let me back up. I guess I would say within the spiritual community, it does shock me a little bit, I guess, excuse me, to have seen the divisiveness in the way that they are looking at the situation, which to me says you have zero trust in the universe. And that, yeah, I'm trying to tread lightly here, and I'm not really sure what I want to say, but it does surprise me at the reactions to the results, and then prior to that being so divisive and saying, this person's the greatest person ever, and this one is totally stupid or whatever, or this one's going to be this way. That is such that's choosing a side, and that's not how the cosmos works. Anyway. Yeah, so the reactions, such emotional reactions are, yeah, it's like I don't have faith in the universe, and it seems many people are taking it personally. And we have to remember, right? The point, I'm telling you this because of what I got. And I'm not saying what I got is right, but it makes sense to me. It feels, yeah, I hear you, universe, that the universe is impersonal. Everything that happens to you, to the collective, it's an impersonal move. And it's all based on the energetics. So it's not about Dems, it's not about Republicans or this person, blah, blah, blah. It is based solely on the energetics of what's going on in the collective. It's an impersonal decision, like no decision is being made, but result. Okay. So here's what I got. Why Trump? First of all, the big message is it's not about the man, but the people that come with the man. People like RFK Jr., which, by the way, I think it was last year. I can't even remember when he started running. I checked in, and what I got was JFK Jr., Cosmos approved, brilliant man. So, okay, it's not about Trump, it's about the people that he brings in. JD Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk. Even though I'm a little iffy about Elon, I should do an oracle session on him. But anyway, it's the people that he is bringing with him that are younger, smarter, more in tune, and they know what's going on, or at least they think they do. But anyway, it's not about Trump. It's the people that he's bringing with him. And I'll say the why in just a moment. When I was just, tuning in intuitively, what I got was, and this was before I did a hexagram. So, in the hexagram uh, confirmed the intuition or the vision that I got. And what I heard or felt was I'm hearing lion versus the king metaphor. Now, I know there's a lion king metaphor, but this was not it. This is about lion and the king metaphor, where in this image that I got, the lion was representing a very provocative energy, like a more rebellious, that was the word I was getting, rebellious energy. And the king was like, oh, status quo, everything's okay, blah, blah, blah. But the lion was more, I guess you could say animalistic, and that somebody's just going to, we're going to change things. So, I know I'm being silly. Um, yeah. And okay, so that's what I was getting, a very rebellious, provocative energy via the lion, Trump representing the lion. And so when I asked, okay, please share a hexagram that would kind of sum up the election results. And what I got was hexagram 39 or gene key 39. And it's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Because it represents, and I got it more in the gift form, and it's called meeting obstruction. But it's about, so in the gene key, it talks about that this is the archetype of the warrior, the lion warrior, the warrior that goes out there and says, I'm going to be a rebel. We're going to fight in a good way for change, right? Because at the city, at the shadow level, it's provocation. And what I was hearing prior to that was prior to getting the hexagram was that this lion represents a provocative act from the cosmos based on the energetics that were happening at the collective level. Kind of losing my thought here. So the gene key goes from provocation to dynamism, dynamic energy. Once again, that provocative, rebel like lion energy to liberation. And may I remind you that 47, the 47th president, what is it? What does 47 represent? Transformation, transfiguration. I mean, this is the time, the moment of change. Okay. Okay. So meeting obstruction it is an intervention from the cosmos that says you as a collective have not been heeding the warnings, that you have been completely out of alignment and you're going further and further out of the alignment, and the universe has stepped in and causing you to meet obstruction. Okay. Now for the Dems, the obstruction, how do I say this? Well, anyway, it's not for any particular group, even though one group will say, yeah, we were right. We knew we were going in the wrong direction. But it's like the whole thing was going in the wrong direction. But that what was happening, what I got, which was what the same situation as in 2016, was that The collective energy from the Democratic Party, we could say, was more moving in the wrong direction. I'm not putting any blame out there. This is simply energetically speaking, was based on fear and anxiety, right? Fear that this person will do this, fear they said this, they're going to become a Hitler, we're going to lose our democracy. Fear, 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 and anxiety. This was collectively in the Democratic Party and has kind of been that. And it was the same in 2016, where I think in general, there's a more of a repressing of energy and fear in that collective arena. Okay. Um, and the cosmos says this is not a creative energy. You cannot create from fear and anxiety. This is so against cosmic principle. It's so lacking in life force and vitality. You cannot create from this momentum, this perspective, right? While the other side had anger and and that and anger, yes, you can have righteous anger, okay? And I'm not saying that the anger from this side was righteous, but if they are seeing reality as as not like they weren't taking things personal, but saying, hey, we need more free speech, this is crime. That is a righteous perspective, a righteous anger from their perspective of the world. They're like, no, we have to, I can't even think of the subject, but anger is more of a creative energy than fear. You can feel it. When you're angry, you're like, yeah, something's not right here and we got to fix it. This is the lion in you coming out and we're going to get it. Where fear and anxiety, we're going to lose our democracy. Do you see? Just talking about it collapses you inwards. The universe cannot work with this energy. This is why Trump won now, Trump won then. Same situation. And that's what the universe is saying, that they are providing a provocative stop to whatever's going on here, because we have anger and we have fear and it just we have to stop. And this dynamic energy that's, say, more on one side, i hope I hope the Dems are now angry as hell, right? Because that anger can be used in such a creative fashion. And that's what the 39th gene key talks about, that it's, oh, what is it called? I don't have my book with me. It's a provocative creativity. And this is what the universe is trying to provoke out of us. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's see. Warning signs, direction, cosmos responds to prevent further damage. Okay. Um, let me just read my notes. If I could read my writing. Just that what you focus. Oh, yes. And of course, the whole focus of the Democratic Party and the message and the candidates, both of them, message was hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump. Well, of course, basic spiritual laws. You cannot focus on something and expect it to go away. No, basically, Dems, you elected Trump by focusing on Trump, 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 Trump. All your energy went to Trump. And of course, it manifested, right? So you can't focus on something and expect it to go away. It just gets bigger and bigger. So there you go. Okay. Yes, it's the archetype of the warrior, dynamic provocation. This is from the Gene Keys. Yeah, this is the archetype of the warrior playing out. Pressure, and in the Gene Keys, it's called the crux point. That we are at a crux point, and it's the crux point to liberation. Um, okay, spiritual. This is action energy, a tidal wave of creation. These are notes and words that were coming to me. Um, Let me see. I did ask a couple of questions, and I was asking all the wrong questions, so I'm going to just not even share those with you. Is Trump? Let's see. Oh, there's some prophecies out there about the Trump. There's a person named Trump in one prophecy, and I said, is Trump the Trump in the prophecy that I was thinking of? And I got a warm yes, and I thought, oh, I've asked that in the wrong way. Is Trump the man? Oh, in the red hat in the Hopi prophecy. Yes. So that was interesting. Um, I did ask, I did ask why not Kamala? And immediately these words started coming to me. Not established, unstable, um, loose, loose connections, meaning not established connections with world leaders. I mean, you can see already world leaders coming out, leaders of Hamas, um, Russian leaders, all saying, hey, now we're ready to talk peace. Okay. So there weren't any established connections. She was not stable in just being in this level of power. And yeah, so those are all the words that like came in fast and furious. I was not thinking them because I don't really think about these things. I'm totally uh, unattached. Do I and did I have a preference? Yes. From my personality perspective of what's going on in this reality, but I didn't care either way because I trust the universe, right? And yeah. Okay. Why not Dems? Too full of fear. You make bad decisions, cannot create via fear because it is lacking any good. It's lacking life vitality. It's not about. I'm just looking at my notes, so forgive me. It's almost complete. It's not about the man, but the people. Blah blah blah. Yes. Yeah. And um, I was asking, is Trump really sincere in wanting to help all the people? And I got to know that Trump's reason for doing this. Sure. Now, I'm not saying he's not a good person. Everybody's a good person, but his main reason, what I got was, oh, is this revenge? Is this Trump's revenge? Ding, ding, ding. Which I don't blame him, right? um, yeah, I think this is it. This time, I think that's all I got. So, yeah, the answer to, or at least one perspective of why Trump, energetics, that's all it is. The Dems focused on Trump, 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 Trump. They got Trump, right? Mhm. And they were more in fear and anxiety and hate, hate, hate. And you cannot create with that level of energy. Whereas the other side is like, "Roar, the lion, rebel, angry. That's full of vitality and wanting to create change. And that's a life force that the universe can work with. Okay. But remember, it's not about Trump, it's the people he's bringing with it. So I hope that helps. And trust the universe, it will all work out. Till next time.